Ladies and gentlemen, wonderful people, this is Call of Duty Fanatics. Welcome back to another Warzone DMZ report. Today we are going to talk about something huge. This is so huge, guys, that we might have whole plot revealed for the next Call of Duty title, which is supposed to be Modern Warfare 3. Before we proceed any further, a huge thanks to Nikki and couple of other people who fed me with critical information for this video. And now, ladies and gentlemen, sit back and relax because we have a lot of things to cover. With the recent discovery of Koschei bunker complex under Mazrah, things started to get shape when it comes to development of the story. Koschei complex is full of intel and valuable information that made us aware of Vladimir Makarov's great plan. For you who don't know, Vladimir Makarov appeared in Modern Warfare 2 campaign ending in one of, by my opinion, very mysterious scenes, but also a scene that kind of gave us a hope that Modern Warfare 3 is going to be reality. So I'm gonna play this scene for you and then we will continue from that, because it's very important that we remind ourselves what actually happened on that flight.
Дамы и господа, наш самолет завершил набор высоты. Вы можете расстегнуть ремни.
Сейчас вам будет подан обед. Горячий вы можете выбрать в меню.
Beef, chicken, or fish, gentlemen?
Salads, please.
During Season 1 and Season 2 of Warzone DMZ, we collected various intel on some sort of experiments across Mazrah and Building 21. But one key element was missing. Who is conducting experiments and why? With the introduction of Building 21, or one of the DRC or Defense Research Centers, we learned that there is a whole network of these type of labs around the world that looked totally innocent from outside, but behind the curtains they were experimenting with chemicals, radiation and poisons. The biggest DRC facility we've seen so far is in Building 21, which is likely located on the United States soil. The second, smaller DRC lab we seen on Ashika Island, which is officially called Science Center, and it's located in a city center. Interesting enough, DRC is type of organization like Umbrella Corporation we seen in Resident Evil franchise. Both DRC and Umbrella were seen as innocent from the outside, but inside and especially underground, both were doing some nasty experiments, which included experiments on humans. You will all agree with me that so far we were mostly focused on Al-Qatala operations in Mazrah and in the region. However, Al-Qatala was just a distraction from Makarov's plan, and here are the couple of key intel to prove the claim. And the first one would be intel from researchers discussing the studies of various treatments to Russian gas poisoning. There was a large surge of locals reporting similar symptoms, feeling burning in the lungs and extreme fatigue. It was concluded that the gas acts on the pulmonary capillaries and eventually restricts blood oxidation anywhere from mild to lethal levels. Patients were reported to not recover from exposure for multiple years. In the most extreme cases, civilians experienced hypoxia included brain damage. So this intel can be obtained, guys, on Ashika Island, and it's called research documents. We clearly see that research center in Ashika was studying Russian gas poisoning, which is the gas that has been used in Verdansk by Al-Qatala. But the interesting fact is that civilians experienced a brain damage as well, and this fact have elements of zombies, but we will get to that part later. In the meantime, the following intel was found in Mazrah, talking about some serious shipment. So a printed document, and the message is following: make sure the shipment gets to redacted ASAP. It contains highly valuable materials and they do not take failure well. We expect utmost secrecy on this job, so keep off radios and no unscheduled stops. So in this intel we can see that something very serious has been shipped, and it contains a highly valuable materials and they do not take failure well, and they in this case would be ultra-nationalists, which Makarov is the leader. So the redacted person in this case is a mysterious Russian scientist called Michal. Apart from this, we have one more important intel for this story, and we will get to the stage where Michal would be revealed in one of these intels. So the next one, as you see, is printed document, and it talks about Building 21. Top secret, Building 21 contents in this container are to be opened by authorized personnel with the proper protection. Fragile, if contents are disturbed, containers could break. Chemicals are not to be mixed under any circumstances. Warning, direct contact with contained substances should be done with extreme caution. So we can draw a simple conclusion that important package was sent to Building 21 from Mazrah, and the person who received it is scientist called Michal that we talked about earlier, and proof of that is intel found in Building 21. We've received the package and it is exactly as you promised. Our experiments have already begun, and already we are seeing a 26% decrease in damage on the subject protein structure and DNA. Unfortunately, on the surface we haven't been able to prevent the burning, but it's looking hopeful. Not that it's my place, but I'm worried this leads back to us, and ultimately back to my lab. I trust your judgment, but those imbeciles don't know a thing about redacted. One slip up and the eyes of every nation will be on your group. Signature, Michal. So Michal is one of the leading scientists that is collaborating with ultra-nationalists, and he was experimenting with chemicals and humans who got poisoned with the gas that we previously mentioned and the gas that we seen in Verdansk. And we also know that that gas and Vodyanov's ship actually brought zombies to Verdansk. With the opening of Koschei bunker complex, we also found the following note, which kind of expands the story a bit. On top of the note, it stated, it's written in Russian: "These tunnels have proven useful for our work, and as such I propose to you a new center for our work back in the homeland," which would be Russia. "Transportation costs are going to bury us at this rate, and the modern center for science will aid in our future plans. We can build a compound of research buildings, each of which is seemingly innocent from the outside. We just need to ensure they don't exist on any public records, and then underground we will build a large connecting series of tunnels where our real work can commence." Signature, Michal. Now guys, if we take a look at the old canon or original lore, We know for a fact that Makarov planned a massive terrorist military blitzkrieg attack on all European capitals and major cities with the goal of Russia being the supreme ruler of the continent. To achieve this goal, he secretly procured and produced a large arsenal of deadly chemical weapons to be used as a first strike weapon on many key government and military installations through Western Europe. To cover his trail, Makarov convinced Viktor Volk Kryschenko to become his bomb maker, and Volk created a front company called Fregata Industries, distributing the chemical weapons to various rogue shipping outlets in Africa and Europe. With his chemical weapons ready and military invasion force settled, Makarov hijacked President Voroshevsky's plane en route to negotiate a peace treaty with the United States and NATO. Makarov's men forced the plane to crash land. They swarmed the site. Makarov killed Andrei Kharkov, Leonid Pudovkin, and the rest of the president's security detail. With Voroshevsky as his hostage and the majority of the Russian command structure swearing loyalty to the inner circle, Makarov effectively became the de facto leader of Russia. So guys, after all intel we found and cross-checking it with old lore or canon story, there is no doubt that Makarov's plot is discovered and that Al-Qatala and Hadir are actually working with ultra-nationalists as distraction from real plan, which is massive chemical attack on European soil and taking political power over in Russia. And that's what we are gonna probably see in the next Modern Warfare installment, which hopefully is going to be released somewhere around November this year. There was a lot of speculation about zombies and are zombies going to make their way into the DMZ and Warzone 2. So far we have some massive leads and proofs that that actually might happen. However, there is no solid leaks or solid information. But given the fact that the stories of old canon and old lore is kind of matching what's currently happening in Mazrah, I wouldn't be surprised if they kind of enhance the old story and add the flavor of zombies into the whole plot twist. So my fellow Mazrah citizens, that would be all for today's report. Please let me know what do you think about the mentioned intel in this report. Do you agree with what is happening currently with ultra-nationalists, and do you believe that this is actually Makarov's plan? Let me know about your theories in the comment section below. So guys, that would be all for today's report. Please let me know what do you think about the great plan of ultra-nationalists and Vladimir Makarov. Do you agree with this theory, and do you have something to add to this great plan of Vladimir Makarov? Let me know in the comment section below what do you think, and of course don't forget to subscribe to our channel for future great Call of Duty stories and report. And until next time, my fellow Mazrah citizens, I wish you all the best and stay frosty.